All right, this is another episode of the 919 Aired Out Podcast. It's been a while since we actually done one of these. I'm starting a little revamp, and I have my new co-host here. I'll let her introduce herself.
What's up, y'all? This is your girl Ashley, aka you could call me Twan, by the way. And yeah, I'm the new co-host. I'm excited to be here. Let's do this.
All right, all right. We've been talking for a couple of days about some of these questions, and it's a lot of good questions, a lot of stuff that made me think. You know,
Oh,
but
most definitely.
yeah, just whether it be female, male, just a lot of stuff's been going on in the past since I did this podcast a couple months. Uh, but we're gonna start off with her questions first, and then we can roll into mine. You can go ahead and start it off.
Okay, so the first question I have is are your platonic relationships just as valuable as romantic relationships? And what I was thinking to that question is that people do discuss that no man can have a female friend and vice versa. But I do also see the arguments of people saying it is okay to the point where they'll dump their significant other for their friend if they have an issue. And so I kind of want to see where you stand as a man. For me, it's pretty iffy, to be honest with you. I really do want to respect my significant other, but it's not something that I'm willing to just drop a significant other just for a friend, if that makes sense. So it's just really depends on the situation and who I'm dealing with that has that issue or not.
I feel you. Um, for me, it just gets tricky. It depends on like if people respect that boundary. Um, uh, I don't know, because it's like to me, it's I look at it from my point of view, at least my kind of like vibe of I think it's easier for a man to have that self control when you just have homegirls.
Right.
But
Right.
I look at it as like maybe I'm just biased because I'm from a male's point of view, but I look at it as like, nah, like if a girl said my girl said she got like boy friends that are boys and they want to hang out and do all this stuff, I'm like, don't get out. No, that don't even sound right. Nah,
Right. And you know what? Like now that I'm thinking about it, hearing from most men, they do whatever. They do explain that the fact that most men, when they're friends with a female, it's either maybe one or two things. One is that they had some type of likeness to them, or two that they've sticked around long enough to want something either sexual or to get their turn. Now, so a woman's perspective, it's hard to see where all most are thinking, because one side you hear, yeah, it I truly believe that my platonic friendships hold the same weight as my relationships with a such significant other. And
yeah,
then there's others that's like, I don't see no problem in having friends, or nah, I'm good, I don't want to mess with that because I got a man. What do I need a friend of a boy to have or whatever? But I don't know. I think the only way a man, in my opinion, would be comfortable is if he was gay, like, and he can confirm that that nigga is super gay. Like, nah, he got no way of touching my girl, whatever. But I think it changes is if he's ever seen her body too. So,
that's
but
true.
I don't think women would necessarily speak on that or even reveal that to most men, because I think men are different. So I don't know what they think, but you know.
Nah, I definitely agree on that. At least that's how the relationship is now. Uh, me personally, I had to get. Well, I will say, like, I had to give up one of my friendships with a girl because it was just kind of like it was going a little too far. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like her calling me like as soon as I wake up. I was like,
Oh wow.
yeah, it was some stuff like
Okay.
that, but it was on some stuff where I could tell like it was like I got a girl now and I don't got her attention.
Mm-hmm.
But it was strictly platonic. It was nothing. I didn't want nothing from her at all.
Right.
So it was just I just had to give that up, and it just wasn't gonna work.
Mm. Now that's understandable. So going back to the question, do you are your platonic friends a platonic relationship as just as valuable as romantic relationships?
Nah,
No.
I feel like just strictly once I get in a relationship, it's kind of like I would say more out of respect or just to not even creating type of accidental. Oh my God, why are you texting her? I don't even need that. I don't need that drama.
No, most definitely. And I would say I agree with you too, because I think the only thing that pretty much weighs the same for both is like the level of respect and love you have for them. It depending on the friendship or wherever it's at. Like with my best friends, I love them to do like though they say I'm still kind of iffy on this, but they do say like your friends can be your soulmates, like, and not on like a sexual thing. Like my two best friends are literally my sisters, but I can also love my man in the same boat. Like he is my husband or my man or whatever the case may be. So I think it's depending on like the level of respect, but in regards to like what you do for men is not what I would do for my best friend. I mean, depending on the situation, but I'm not gonna fuck my best friend.
Okay, yeah, that's
What the
all I'm
fuck?
like. Oh,
Yeah, nah. You know what I'm saying? So, but I do agree with you on that. So, let's go to the next one.
okay, I see the
And my
nails.
next question was,
I see the
would you
nails.
say ghosting is a form? Huh?
I see the nails.
Oh, I got them done. But I really like them. She did a really good job. Um, the next question is, would you say ghosting is a form of being toxic? And I have wrote down most people don't feel the need to give an explanation for disappearing. Or does a person have the right when they no longer are interested or whatever the reason is? And for me, I do a lot of it myself. Like it's not necessarily always on purpose, but like half the time I don't feel the need to have to have a conversation with you if you've I don't want, like, it's kind of, I guess I'm pretty much telling you, I'm assuming that you should see how I'm feeling through my text messages, that I'm not either interested or anything. But me personally, I don't think it's a form of being toxic. I think it's just regular life. People do disappear and come back whenever they feel like it. Some people do disappear and just don't come back, period. Me, I have no hard feelings if somebody goes to me, and I do the same thing for them. So,
Nah, I mean, I don't think it's a form of being toxic. I think it's just kind of like it's not giving that communication to give people, I guess, closure. So some people would just not. I mean, like, cause I mean, I look at it from if a girl goes to me, which is funny, it's never happened to me. Like, I would just kind of like probably just ask more or less like the question, like, so what are we doing here? And just be open with us, like, what are we doing? And if they said like, no, we just friends and stuff, I move on. But I don't see it as being toxic. I just think it's like a lack of communication.
I mean, but does somebody really owe you that closure? Like,
I mean, no,
because I
they.
mean, let's be honest, because I think in most relationships or just friendships, period, of course you would want to know why, but would it, uh, in my, like, to me, I feel like it just wouldn't make you happy if I told you what you're not gonna want to hear. Like I'm telling, I disappeared because either I don't want to fuck with you no more or whatever the case may be. That should already tell you enough. I don't want to fuck with you. That's enough.
I mean, I
That's
get that, but some people are, some dudes are dense. We don't understand that.
I guess so, but I mean, in the same defense, I mean, I think most men think logically. So if I'm already disappeared, like that should be somewhat of a sign, like, oh, she just don't want to fuck with me no more. You know what I'm saying? Like it should be like a
Yeah,
quick solve problem.
yeah, for sure.
So all right, let's do the next one. Are you afraid of growing old? And I know we've been talking about this for the past few days, and I told you
Hmm.
that I spoke with my parents, realizing that the older you get, the more things you gotta worry about, or like really think about, such as life insurance and having a will and preparing for your children if you have children for their future and stuff like that. So, um, do you like, are you afraid of getting old? Like, has that hit you yet? I know we talked about it, but before we had talked about it.
Yeah, I'm afraid. I don't like the fact that like stuff hurts.
Yeah.
I don't, that's one of the big things. Um, I don't like the fact that stuff hurts, and now it's kind of like I guess it's starting to hit me like I'm like close to getting 30. Like now it's like telling people my age is gonna be crazy.
Right?
You
I
know?
love it though. I ain't gonna lie to you. I love it because, which is slightly ironic in a way, because before 30, a lot of people assumed that I was like young, very young, either 18, 21. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I embraced it. Black don't cry, period. But
Hmm.
after 30, and it even happened yesterday when I went out for my sister's best friend's birthday. Um, now now everybody's like, nah, you look like you well old enough. And I'm like, oh shit. Well, that's good, but like, damn, I used to get the compliments and me looking young, da da da. Now
Yeah.
that's out the window. So, but I'm at a point where now I am thinking about it. Like I had told you, I was watching Insecure, and that whole conversation about the will,
Yeah.
and life insurance had come up, and that's when I ended up talking to my father about it too, to where he's like, yeah, this is something that I've been trying to do. I'm retiring at 65, and now I'm at an age where I really have to make sure I'm going to be good when I do pass away. Same thing with my mother, but my mom's in a better situation than my father right now. So it's like, damn, I wonder, like, at what age do people start thinking about this stuff? I'm just only 30 and I'm still young, according to a
Yeah.
lot of folks. So for me to even be at that mindset, it's a little scary, but at the same time, it gives me a sense of responsibility of making sure I'm prepared when I do get older. I'm not waiting for the very last minute to do things. So I'm just hoping my father and my mother ain't doing the same thing as well.
I don't know. I don't know. To me, it's more or less of like, well, if I'm getting older, that means other people are getting older, and it's kind of like
Right.
scary to like not think these people is invincible and gonna be around forever. That's probably about it. And I think you had said earlier that you're not afraid of death, but I'm not afraid of death. I'm afraid of death on other people.
Right.
So it's kind of like scary like that. And I know me personally, I'm an emotional person, so I already know
Me too.
yeah, I already know how it's gonna be when it happens to people in my family. So
Oh man. All right, let's do the next question. This is something I have been passionately arguing with so many people on Clubhouse, Twitter Spaces, and everything. And it's always this fucking term of completely healed. Do you believe that someone can come completely healed? And to me, I don't think so, because I think being healed is a continuous thing. You're always learning about yourself and fixing yourself to where you are. I mean, of course, you want to accept yourself regardless, and you should. But I feel like I don't think there's an end all, a be all of being healed. Like my best friend, for an example, she's been in therapy for years now. And there has been a point where I feel like she's been in for so long. Will she not be, well enough without it? But she explained it to me. This is something that really benefited her, and that she thinks this is something she'll need for a long time. And I don't blame her for that. But with her telling me that's perspective, I truly believe like being healed is not a real thing. Like you can be well aware of who you are, taking self responsibility, accountability, and everything. But at the same time, I don't think that you will be completely healed, because again, there's this word called triggers. And I
yeah,
feel like that can not only come
they
every
true.
time, but every few often you're gonna have a moment of anger or sadness or whatever. I mean, and it's not necessary that it's gonna happen all the time, but those do happen. So
Yeah,
for me personally, it's just like, how you're telling me that there's someone who is perfect, like 100% whole, they make all the right decisions and stuff like that, and that does not seem to be the case at all.
no, it's not real. It's not realistic.
It's not.
Because everybody comes into like you think like just relationships or even friendships with their own baggage.
Exactly.
So it's not real to be like, oh, I'm good, I'm completely healed, or even worse if somebody actually did go through something traumatic and then they tell you that they're completely healed. It doesn't even sound right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't know, I just don't like it. I just hate how everybody keeps saying like you have to come healed but who's to say you're not? Like
Exactly.
that makes no sense to me.
Uh, I don't. Yeah, that don't even. That's not even. We agree on the same one because I don't believe that's real at all, unless
Yeah.
you Jesus himself.
Right.
That don't even make sense.
All right. Now I'm kind of glad we did have conversations about this, and it's great to get your perspective with something recently just had happened with Roe versus Wade.
Hmm.
My question to you is, with Roe versus Wade being overturned, as a man, how do you feel, or do you believe in some way that you'll be affected? Because I hear a lot of women talk about our perspective, and I don't know if you have, but already on the news about a 10-year-old being raped. Women aren't getting the medical help that they need from miscarriages and stuff like that. And now contraceptions are being taken away, or just the ability of getting pregnant, period. Like all these things for women. But I don't, the only thing I hear from men is like, oh, you should keep the baby. Or I do believe that's somewhat men should have an opinion on when it comes to personal children that you're dealing with, but at the same time it's a woman's body. So like, but regardless, with this whole thing, do you think men will be affected at all?
Yeah, I mean, I look at it as like just another ploy to kind of take control of what we do with ourselves. Like it's just like I was saying, it was a joke to be saying like, oh, men are about to have these little pills, the Plan B pills for men now. Nah,
Right.
in all reality, you might be making that for real, and it's kind of like it's low key population control, and that's what it's sounding like to me. And personally, with the whole law being taken away, I don't think it's none of our business. Like
Right.
I don't feel the need to like. I mean, it's your body, like you said, it's your body. I'm kind of like pro-choice. Like, do what you. That's what you gonna do.
Right.
That's none of my business. It feel like this. I look at it, the black version of saying they ain't got nothing to do with me.
Nah,
So I don't.
facts.
So I don't see. So I don't see how I need to play into this. Like,
Hmm.
I think maybe if I'm put in that situation, I can, maybe advise, but it's not really gonna be up to me.
Exactly. And I think a lot of people would, I mean, I would hope a lot of women would be okay with giving or getting some advice when it comes to a man, because depending on, but at this point, to me, it's about to get worse for y'all, because there's already states put trying to put in place where even when they're pregnant, men are going to start paying child support. Men are literally are going to be in worse situations. Like
I
a
can't.
woman is keep, I mean, now there has been situations where women has already wanted to have the baby and instantly tell them like, nah, nigga, I'm gonna put you on child support. Now with the baby just having even being born, they're already trying to put it in place where the father has to be put on child support. And so I feel like it, honestly, it did surprise me at first when it all came out, that men weren't really concerned for them at all. Like I don't think men weren't really realizing that they're going to be affected just as well as we are as women. Like, and especially if let's talk about, obviously we all have infidelities, but
Hmm.
men, once they get caught up, they get caught up. Ain't no way of
Hmm.
you getting out that that situation at all. Now
Yeah.
a woman is forced to keep a child. Now you
Right.
are forced to either deal with the child, pay child support, or whatever. Now, of course, there is this so-called right to give up your rights of not wanting to be with a kid, but how often do you even hear that all the time?
It's not often at all.
Exactly. Now, I'm pretty sure they'll probably abuse it now, but how? At
Yeah.
this point, if a woman is pregnant and there's these states trying to build these laws that you're gonna pay child support, I mean, how you gonna get yourself out of that?
Yeah. The one thing I saw on Twitter was like the whole thing about like as soon as the law was passed, like it was enacted immediately. I heard that a lady was actually going through, I guess, like some type of situation where the baby was like, it was basically her the baby type of situation,
Mm-hmm.
and the doctor had to like stop the surgery and like call a lawyer and figure out like what am I supposed to do in this situation because I don't want to kill the baby and then go to jail.
Right.
and she lost like a whole bunch of blood and almost
I
died.
think I heard about that actually.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I was like, all right. After hearing that, made me think like, bro, what are they doing? Like, can you imagine somebody like getting up in the middle of your surgery and be like, I gotta go make this phone call? Like,
That's just dangerous.
I don't know.
And truthfully, I never want to like think of this, but I mean, as of right now, they're really I do truly believe that we are going backwards as well. And all it's doing in a way is it's now this is going to be becoming triggering in a way. And I say that because there are women who don't want to get pregnant, who may been raped, sexual assaulted or whatever, now either have to be forced to have this child, and then if they don't want that child, they'll give it up for adoption, and then even that system is already had failed
Yeah,
already. Kids are being
easily.
harmed with so-called loving family who wants to adopt and everything. Like, it's just a bad situation, and it's already it's sad on the government to not even have plans put in place for this to happen. Like,
Yeah,
why take this out and not have anything set up for certain situations? And that's why I feel like I wish there was like a broadcast where I can actually sit and watch about what's being done or what was said for them to decide it is what it is. We're just gonna take it away. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense.
yeah. I don't know. At this point, it's just a lot of contradictions, man.
A
It's just
lot of them.
because I hate the fact that like the government felt the need to retract this law, and I was confused on like we have so much other things that's more important. But this is what you've been thinking about.
Right.
Like we still got COVID going on. We still got
Now
people.
we got monkeypox, bro.
Yeah, and people shooting up schools, all this other stuff. But you worry about somebody else's body. Okay.
It makes no sense.
Yeah.
It's carelessness. Like, and the one thing I've been saying a lot lately is, where's the fucking humanity? There's none. Like,
Nah.
there's none.
It's all about control.
And it is. And you know what's crazy? At first I didn't necessarily believe it. I don't necessarily see it from that standpoint, but a lot of people are saying the reason why they did that was, or they truly believe this is happening because of the fact that whites are becoming a minority now. Absolutely. I
Of
truly
course.
believe that.
Of course.
You'll see white men with black women, black men with white women. Like, it's, and just all mixes of races. And now they feel like they're disappearing, that they have to force
Yeah.
women now to bear children. But yet, I mean, I don't see a lot of white on white for real. Like, it's
Nah,
really a lot of
it's
people
really
dipping
it's
into
really
our pool, dipping into the other pool, dipping into that pool. Like,
yeah, and that's I don't know, man. I can't
all
tell
they're
if
doing
it's
is just make us, mix up more, truthfully, in my opinion.
exactly. I don't know
So
that. It's crazy.
no, it is. It truly is. And honestly, sad to say, like, it does also create moments of um I think it also includes mental illness as well, because I mean, being trapped into something that you don't have the ability to, one, I think when it comes to wanting to bear children, you don't have the ability to do so. Like, they're really trying to make it an all natural thing, to the point where now, if I can't have surgery done or whatever done, I'm stuck not knowing if I have the ability to get pregnant. Or like now, with women who don't want to get pregnant, are trying to get their tubes tied. Now doctors are feeling the need to give an opinion on whether you should get your tube tied or not.
Hmm.
Even if at an appropriate age of, like, I don't know if they start at 18 or 21, but there's doctors that's just giving you an opinion of, or just making the decision for you, like, nah, I ain't gonna do that for you. Because I truly believe God is gonna bless you and you may regret it. Like, who's for you to tell me what I've already
Exactly.
made a decision on?
Yeah.
And then, even to the point now, there are women who may be brave enough to do it themselves, like, meaning like doing
Yeah.
an abortion, and that
Exactly.
can necessarily kill them themselves,
And that's what I've
or
heard.
even worse, knock on wood, commit suicide, to the point because they're stuck in a situation they have no way of getting out of.
Exactly, because you can go to jail.
Exactly. So they're
It's
really
making
just creating a lot of turmoil into something. They're just adding a lot of fire into the fire for no reason and not having no backup plans. And now doctors having to worry about being sued, not being able to do their practice. Like it's fair on all sides, and yet they don't see that at all. To the point where now, which is even crazy to say, is that now they're trying to do the Virginia versus something where it's being married to
yeah.
a different race. And one of the Supreme Court whatever is married to a white woman. So if they do that, clearly he's not gonna like it.
Of course, but they probably gonna shut that down.
Right, because
Of
he's on there. But
Yeah.
hey, you never know. He's only two there's only two
Yeah.
black people in the Supreme Court justice system. Yeah. And he's the only one that got a white wife.
Yeah, I thought that was weird. I don't know.
Mm, yeah. So now we on to your questions.
Oh shoot. I'm gonna start off with something kind of funny. Um, what are three things you would go back and say to yourself your freshman year in college?
I don't know. Freshman year in college, and I didn't even last long in college, to be honest. But if I could go back and say something to myself and be like, well, one, focus, because I wasn't as focused as I should have been. Like, I could have done all that. I could have had fun and still had an education at the same time.
Yeah.
Slow down in regards to the amount of time I have been wasting on partying, smoking, drinking, and all that. And then
Yeah.
the third one, I don't know. I felt like I felt like I ain't gonna lie to you. I had a great time. I had a great time in college, and I have no regrets. I don't like not necessarily no regrets, but I wish I was more focused. But I think I can't really think of a third one. Truthfully, it's just focus and just slow down. I felt like I was moving at a fast pace, and then because at the same time, the reason why I went to college, not just for the education, but also to get away from the fact that I was living under my mother's roof. Like I had no permission to do any of the stuff that I wanted to do. So as soon as I was out under her from her roof, I had all this opportunity to do whatever the fuck I wanted to do. And smoke, drink, go out, party, this, that, and the third. Like I had all the free willingness to do anything that I wanted to do. So
I feel that.
so I think honestly, if I can't really think of a third one, and if I'll let you know, but I think it's just more of just focusing and slowing down. Yeah, because I mean, regardless, I'm thankful of the experience that I had. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that. So, yeah.
I definitely was different. I'm trying to think. Freshman year in college. Um, I was at my military school at that time.
Mm-hmm.
I would probably say enjoy the time you have in college because that time is not gonna be normal because regular life is pretty trash. Uh,
Right.
um, second is save money. Learn how to save money early because I wasn't. I mean, I used to blow through money because I got a stipend in my military school, so
Mm-hmm.
I was basically getting paid to go to school, and I was just wilding on Amazon. Package was coming every other day.
Oh man.
Um, so I never understood that whole broke college student type of vibe.
I mean, yeah, you had the stipend. Listen, being broke in college is not fun, but I mean, because yeah, like I don't even know how I even got by. Truthfully.
Other people, that's usually how.
True. Damn, I really did. I mean, I met some great people in college for sure. Like I had a little crew, Shanae, Howie, Samaj, Mariah. Like we were a crew. Like we would hang out all the time. If there was a party, we all went. If there was room that was popping. We all went. We would have gatherings, do random things, and I actually do miss them. But I'm still close to a few of them. But I don't know. Money wise, man, I think it was surviving for real. Like, I mean, obviously they provided food. I mean, shit, but still, it's like, damn. Just thinking about it, I don't even know how I just kept going, but I kept going. It was worth it.
I'm trying to think of the last thing. I'd probably say do what you wanted to do after I left my sophomore year, because my military college was a 2-year college. And I mean, I ended up meeting my wife at Clemson, but more or less, like, I really wanted to go to UCLA. Like,
yeah.
And I got accepted to UCLA, Clemson, and then was in North Carolina A&T. And I didn't want to go to A&T because both of my parents went, and that was just like normal. Like, that was like going there every homecoming. I was born on homecoming.
Yeah.
Clemson was something new because I really liked the vibe there. And then UCLA, I was like, if I get to go to Cali, I'm done. Like, I'm never coming back. Like,
right.
like Cali was like probably the best vibe I ever experienced. Like, I was only out there for a week because my uncle lives out there, and I was like, UCLA, here I come.
Oh no, that's right.
Well, my parents like talked me out of it. They told me not to go.
Damn, it was like, don't do it. Damn.
Yeah, you know, it's too far. You know, nobody's gonna be. All right. And I was like, well, we'll agree to disagree because they wanted me to go to A&T hard, and I want to go to UCLA, so we met in the middle.
Yeah.
But I think that'd be those three things there.
Okay.
I'm trying to look. So I don't have pro, and it says we have 4 minutes left. So after this one, I'm probably gonna have to send another one.
Okay.
This is crazy. All right, what is it? If you go, I guess in your case, put man in it. But if you go on vacation with a man, or I guess a man or girl, is sex like automatic? Like,
for me, yeah. What? We fucked up. We gonna go on vacation, have all this fun, and I can't get none of my sexual tensions off. You got me hell the fuck up. Hell yeah. Like, I mean, and it really only depends on what you define as the relationship you have. Like, I know a lot of women are just there to just take whatever. Like, I know I've been offered to like situations of being full now, but I can never do that because I need to make sure I have money. Because at any given point, I don't feel comfortable or whatever. I got my way back home because again, I'm not assuming all men are like this, but like, what if you say, oh, well, let me go ahead and refund this ticket because you're not gonna go on my dime type shit. But for me, yeah, if I'm going out with a man and he said we're going on vacation, yeah, sex is automatic. If I'm having all this fun and you look good to me, come on, like, something's got to give.
That was actually the first thing I wasn't thinking about.
I mean, it's not the first thing you don't think about, but at the same time, like, we're on vacation. The point of vacation is having fun. And I mean, if you tell me this is just a friendship thing, like if it was just friends, which I've never done that with a man, go on vacation with just a friend male. There again, I'm not saying I don't have self-control, but there's gonna be somewhat of a moment where like, damn, there's dick access right here. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's right there.
Yeah, especially if it's
on find somebody else,
and then they feel the way. Like if it's on y'all sleep in the same room type of, I don't know. I had the vibe that he's gonna be like, not exactly, because I believe some girls, like, they say even if we do all this and all this, like, nah. Like,
no, I understand that, but like, I don't know. I think it just goes back to the type of relationship you have. Like me, again, I'm not saying I don't have self-control, but like, I'm not. I don't want to be judgmental, but I'm not going on vacation with somebody somewhat ugly. I mean, And when I think vacations, I'm thinking I'm spending it with a significant other or a group of people that I've loved, meaning
Yeah,
family or friends.
yeah,
Anything outside of that, I don't think I don't think in a platonic way I won't like, and again, it's not a need for, but people have fun, and to be realistic, yeah, I may want to have sex too. So I mean, but I would rather it be like a mutual thing. I'm not gonna make the first move unless you do. If you're thinking of something and I'm feeling something too, all right, shit, what's up? Let's stop playing around the bush. Let's get right to it. You know what I'm saying?
okay,
So
all right. It's sorry, it's wild. I understand it. I understand it. I mean,
but what
it
about
also do.
you?
I'm selfish. I feel as if like if I'm taking you out and I'm paying for everything and like we having a good time, I feel the same vibe. Like, we gonna do something. Like, I mean, we out here. Like, you know,
Right.
like we gonna do something. Like it's gonna be, oh, you remember that time we was at blah blah blah, we first started talking, I tore that thing up. Yeah, I'm trying. Yeah, I'm trying. You know, or it can be like, oh yeah, I took this girl out there one time. Blah blah blah. Had that type of memory vibe.
Mm-hmm.
But but I mean, I don't know. Like you said, it just depends on a relationship because I don't really